Good morning, Fargo. Tony Gehrig, Fargo City Commissioner, with your June 4th, 2018 Fargo City Commission meeting recap. Just a couple items here today. The first item was Lenny Tweeden came to us to address us about the minimum wage increase for the city of Fargo. I believe he wanted it to go up to somewhere around $15. I think it was more like 12 over time, and then 15 eventually. This has been a discussion nationwide, and you know the federal government doesn't seem to be moving on the issue, so therefore many states and some cities have taken it upon themselves to do this. It's a dumb idea. Okay, I'll just say it. I'll just call it what it is. The market sets the rate for how much people get paid. If you bring in a certain amount of value to a company, they will pay you accordingly in order to keep you there. Here in the city of Fargo, if you drive past Burger King or Taco Bell or low-skill entry-level jobs, they are offering $11 an hour for someone who's never held a job before, and that's because the market is saying that's what it's worth. That's how much value that person brings to that company at that time. Even skilled labor, if you're a plumber or an electrician or a surveyor, you can make a lot more money here in the city of Fargo because you're in demand. So when you meddle with the market and you artificially raise that amount, you have someone who's who's a burger flipper making $15 an hour. Well, a paramedic, for example, who went to school and is a valued skilled worker who was making $15 an hour is going to say, why am I still here? Why am I a paramedic when I can go do something that doesn't take anything and I can get paid the same amount of money or maybe even more? So the market sets these things. 5 commissioners sitting in a room artificially dictating what things cost or how much people should get paid is absurd. It's the same reason we don't say, here's how much you can rent an apartment for in the city of Fargo. Here's how much a house should cost in the city of Fargo. Socialism doesn't work, and that's what this is. Having the government set the wages, set the prices is foolish, and you've seen the negative repercussions across this country already, where people will actually lose their jobs because they'll find a different way. If you have a kiosk at a McDonald's, instead of a person working there, it'll cost McDonald's less. Therefore, people will have their hours cut, they will be fired, and you'll have less workers making more money, which isn't a good thing because you'll have a lot less people working. My first job was Dairy Queen. I made $6 an hour, and after 2 weeks, I got a 50-cent raise because I showed up on time. I learned a skill. I learned how to show up. I learned how to be respectful, and I learned how to smile and give good customer service. Those were 3 very important things that I learned very young at the age of 14. And quite frankly, if you are still making minimum wage today, and you are a 30-year-old with a 2-bedroom apartment, then that's not the market's problem. Something happened with you, and we're not going to artificially change the rate because something happened to you. So I'm not supportive of it. I'm going to get rid of it out of hand. I don't support socialism, and that's what this is. All right, we have a project here for Main Avenue. We're going to reconstruct Main Avenue. At this meeting, we just discussed what the options might be. There were multiple options to include keeping it a 5-lane, moving to a 3-lane with larger sidewalks. There were a lot of different options out there. Ultimately, I believe that the option we chose was probably the best one. However, I did vote against it because I thought there was a little bit too much put into it as far as extras go. There's a feature where you can drive north on University for 1 block, which I think is going to cause confusion. There's a lot of parking along that route, and I don't think that parallel parking on Main Avenue in high traffic is a good idea. So I offered 5 or 6 changes to that plan. They were all denied, so it ended up being a 4-to-1. Actually, I believe I voted for it with changes though. So I'll have to look back and see what that actually was. But that will come sometime here soon, and Main Avenue will be reconstructed, which it needed to happen. We already talked about the ordinance as far as liquor is concerned. Again, the DCP got a license specifically for them. While I support the idea in theory, I voted against it because I don't believe it should be just for downtown Fargo. All right, that's your recap for the June 4th, 2018 Fargo City Commission meeting. If you have any questions, please call me, email me, Twitter, Facebook, and please keep watching how your Fargo City Commissioners are spending your tax dollars. Thanks.